Alright, so here we got my man's Wheeljack in his Mercedes-Benz E550 vehicle mode, scaling in at 8 inches long. Yeah, so, you know, ain't nothing crazy here. Little blue car, mirrors on the side there, little lights on the front, looking pretty basic.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, boy.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Say here. Let's get right into it.
Wow.
And it begins. Now, I went into this build with the mindset of, look how bland this guy's vehicle mode is. This is probably going to be one of the easiest car transformers that I have ever built. So I'm hype. So I'm like, okay, this some light work. Probably be able to finish this in like 3 to 5 hours. Probably be able to do the photo shoot in the same day. Like, you feel me? Probably be able to take the pictures, record the video, and then upload the video all in the same damn day. Oh no, that's a whole fact, Brody. A whole fact.
3 days later.
This joint took 3 days.
What?
Actually, I know exactly what happened. Although Wheeljack has this normal looking vehicle mode, his robot mode on the other hand is just a tad bit convoluted. Now, unfortunately, Wheeljack didn't get too much screen time in that Transformers Dark of the Moon movie. However, for those of you that don't know, he's supposed to be an Autobot scientist that creates gadgets and other weaponry for the Autobot team, and he has a visual appearance that is actually based off of Albert Einstein's face.
I'm not letting you go out there without my urban combat prototypes.
We gotta go, Q.
Oh,
Come on.
They're great inventions for kicking ass.
Now, best believe we'll get back to this head design in a minute, but for now, just take a look at this chest piece right here. This is literally the front of the car divided up into 5 different sections. And this situation right here is what I didn't account for when I first began theorizing this guy's transformation. Because when I looked at the pictures, I was like, okay, easy peasy. But then when I actually started building him and took a closer look, I realized there's one headlight that's all the way on the right side of his shoulder, and then the other headlight is all the way on the left shoulder. And then the middle portion of the car with the grills and headlights is actually not even supposed to be visible at all. So after realizing all that, I was like,
rest thy need. Yes, rest.
see, because now difficulty done just multiplied by like 10, my guy.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, let me see how I'm gonna do this, because I have never attempted any chest transformation like this before. Okay, so because of that alone, we are now not dealing with a 3 to 5 hour Lego transformer here, ladies and gents. So I'm like, okay, let me get the brain juices flowing, you know, let me get the brain a little moist.
Hey, yo!
Because I'ma have to bust out the advanced techniques for this one. And then after a couple of hours of trial and error and brainstorming, I finally got something. Now, I knew it wasn't going to come out perfect, but I figured it would come out close enough. So here was the plan. Number 1, I needed to divide the front of the car up into 4 sections. The 2 portions on the upper part of the car had to be attached using clip pieces so that they could angle upward diagonally when he transformed. Within those 2 angled sections, I had to add a Technic bar piece to allow for each headlight to then slide out after it's been angled upward at a 45-degree angle. The 2 lower portions of the car had to be attached via hinge brick pieces and ball joints so that they could do the same thing but on the underside of the car. And then to mask that middle portion of the car with the grills and lights, I'm going to have it rotate 180, and then a false chest will fold up from his waist section when he transforms to... Now that's some good stress. Subscribe. Now, like I was saying, I'll have the middle portion of the car rotate 180 and then have a false chest flip up over it so that it kind of hides the fact that this is still the front portion of the car. Now, in a perfect world, this portion of the chest here would be completely gray and this remaining portion of the car would fold onto the interior of his chest or something and we wouldn't be able to see it. Because if we take a good hard look at Wheeljack's robot mode again, you don't really see any other car parts from the front of his car on his upper body here other than these two headlights. So like I said, not perfect, but good enough. And while we're up here, can we get a sheesh for the head sculpt, ladies and gentlemen? Can we get a sheesh for this? With the hair hanging off the side and the balding spot on top. With the glasses.
Nice.
And with the yellow teeth. So between the head sculpt and the chest design, those two components took several hours of remodeling and thus stretched this build out to 3 days as opposed to just a few hours. But we got him. And with his little mini handgun and spear weapon thingy-mabob for the icing on the cake, now he is actually supposed to have a saw blade as well, but I didn't even plan on this guy taking this long, so I just did 2 weapons and called it a day. There is one major drawback to this build here, and that is the stability. He's just a tad bit wobbly, so he actually has to have this handgun in hand in order for him to stand upright in his robot mode. But just on a quick side note, if you are interested in having me build and review your favorite Lego Transformers or mechs on the channel here, consider becoming a Super Say. The membership link for that is in the description. Or if you'd like to gain free access to some of my instructions to some of my builds, you can actually use that same link and just join the Patreon as a free member and you will never be charged. Now, unfortunately, since Wheeljack died in the movie, we didn't even really get to see him use any of his weapons. But if you're interested in seeing the Decepticon responsible for his death, I'll leave the link to my Transformers Dark of the Moon Soundwave build at the end of this video and you can check that guy out.